Hey everyone, it's Jasmine. Today I have my friends Josh and Tina with me, and I kind of just want to talk about the start of a long distance relationship. You know, telling your family, telling your friends. A lot of times when you tell other people, they're like, that ain't real. Psh. I mean, when I told y'all, y'all were the most supportive of my friends. That's why I'm doing this video with y'all. But, you know, even with them, it was kind of just like, So just have a few questions down to ask them, and that's what it's going to be. If you've been liking these videos so far, please press the like button and subscribe to my channel so you can be updated when new videos come out. Alright, so our first question today. Both of y'all, what were y'all's original thoughts when I told you I was in a long distance relationship? We'll start with Josh.
I felt that it was a huge surprise. And my mind automatically goes to like the cynical side of things, the difficulties that come with that. I was in a long distance relationship when I was a teenager, just contact through phone. We didn't have the internet back then, so it was just like voice and pictures of what the person looked like.
Way back in the day.
So, yeah. And so to me, during the long distance relationship on the phone, like talking to the person, that kind of stuff, it was interesting and exciting and risky, and it was like very like, you know, it was just exciting. But when it came down to like actually seeing the person and what they're like in person, it changed it for me. It changed the way that I like viewed the person. Kind of the magic went away, that kind of stuff. So when I heard that Jasmine was in a long distance relationship, that's kind of where my mind went, and I was like, okay, cool. She's got some magic going on with this person, enough to let us know that she's in a relationship. And of course I supported her, but I felt kind of scared in the background that, you know, the magic would end once the two got together and understood like more of how they act personally and their habits and things like that.
So you were more afraid that our relationship wouldn't translate the same way as it does online as it does in person.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a huge fear too with us in LDR community. We're just like, if you're never met before, it's very like, oh my gosh, is this going to be the same way? And sometimes it doesn't work out, and sometimes it does. So I mean, those are very like valid fears and everything. And all right, Tina, what were your original thoughts about a long distance relationship?
So mine were more just like worry, because I know your heart and I know how much you love. And so I was just worried that someone was gonna like catfish you or like something like that. Like take advantage of your heart and your love, and I don't know, I was worried about that aspect of it at first, but that went away pretty quickly for me. Once you talked more about your relationship, you know, I realized that your snowman is a good guy, so, you know, that was my original thoughts, but it changed quickly.
Okay, cool. Alright, and so before knowing me, would you have said long distance relationships could work?
Would say no, probably almost 100% of the time.
Yeah. I was in like a brief long-term relationship when I was like in middle school or something. Like, doesn't even count, I don't think.
No,
but
they count.
That was my idea of long distance relationships. So yeah, at first, before you, no, they don't work.
Do y'all think are some key elements people need to have in order to make a long distance relationship work?
I would say probably complete transparency and honesty.
Mm-hmm.
To not lead someone on, because once you finally meet them and you start developing that non-long distance relationship, there's going to be all these fallacies and or lies that come up, and that's just going to destroy everything you've worked for.
I would say probably communication and schedule. Having a schedule with a person just to kind of get a norm with each other that you have, to share that norm with each other long distance, and being able to communicate throughout that norm that you guys have together. I think that would be a huge help.
So, what were y'all's opinions when you finally met Tuomas in person? Like, did you still think that the long distance relationship aspect didn't work, or like, what were y'all's feelings on that? And honesty, like, if honesty.
No, as soon as I had met him, it was like everything was at ease for me, because he was a real person. He treated you nicely, like you guys worked well together from what I saw. And yeah, for me, that's like when I met him, it solidified. Like, this is a thing, it's a real healthy thing, it's an okay thing.
The first time I met Tuomas was when we were breaking down your apartment to move you to a completely different place.
Yep.
So I met this...
And I'm sorry, I gotta
No, go ahead.
And I had like the flu or something. I was sick. I was dying on my couch. So literally, these people and Tuomas moved my entire apartment out into the U-Haul van while I'm like dying on the couch. Like,
Yep.
I'm so sorry. It was miserable, but
It
continue.
was me, Tina, and Tuomas. And Tuomas and I took the responsibility of packing up your room, which I might say is one of the most complicated areas of the house. And so, a little bit of a language barrier, just met this person, but like his ability to help, jump right on board, give instructions, take instructions, and work as a comprehensive member of a team with someone that he just met,
Yeah.
and work hard, won me over right there.
And
I
at the
knew-
same time, caring for Jasmine.
At the
Like, he
same
kept
time,
like
caring for
checking in
Jasmine.
on you, and I was like, "Aw, that's cute."
Yeah. So
I was dying. I don't remember anything except.
that was one of those fast, hard tests that you can't fake, and you won.
You passed.
You won. A+, Thomas.
A+.
If y'all could give any advice to people just starting off long distance relationships, or someone that hasn't talked to their friends and family about it, what advice would you give them to like break the ice? Like, say, hey, I'm in a long distance relationship. Like, what kind of advice would you give to help them in that process?
I would say, I don't know as much to help them along in the process, but do it anyway, because if you keep something hidden like that, it loses validity, and you come out, okay, I've had this long distance relationship for 8 months, so they're like, why have you been hiding it for 8 months? So that delegitimizes the relationship, and might reinforce some of that illegitimacy in your mind. So if you're in a long distance relationship, just own it and live it.
Yeah, that was kind of the first thing that came to my head too. Like, I think it really depends on your family dynamics as well. Like, some people need approval from their family, some people don't. So I think it really just depends. If you're a person that needs approval from your family, I think probably having solid evidence that it's a real legitimate relationship and that it's a healthy relationship might help. But if you're a person that you're just letting your family know that you're in a relationship and you don't necessarily need their approval, then just like what Josh said, like, just be honest and just keep it moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are some things you think that they should do or say to their family and friends before the first time they meet their partner? Because like meetups, like I was terrified. You remember, I was like, do I have like 5 chins? Like, I'm so scared. Like, this person's gonna say no to me at the airport and be like, nah, I'm out, fam. Or, like, I was terrified, legit. Like, so what would you say are some ways like that they can, or like other people in long distance relationship can like make family members and friends feel at ease before they go and travel or accept this person traveling to meet them?
So when you first went, I was so scared for you. I was like, this person's gonna murder you or like take you and like as hostage or something. Like I obviously was very worried, like concerned for your safety. It was your first time leaving the country, like, you know, so I would say to a person going to meet their significant other for the first time, do everything you can to make your family know that you're going to be safe. So like whether it's like a GPS tracker on your phone or constant communication or something like that, like don't go off the grid when you first get there because that's worrisome. So yeah, make sure that your family knows you're safe.
I would say once the relationship is a little more solidified through the long distance communication, then maybe it's okay to kind of introduce a family member or two to the person through the, you know,
Like through video call.
Through video calls, video chat, that kind of stuff.
That's a good idea.
So that they can, you know, at least see the person, their demeanor, you know, how they treat you, how they talk, that kind of stuff, and that might put them a little more at ease. So it's not just this idea of a person in their head, but they've actually kind of met them.
Yeah, that's really true. That's a good point. And that's like a point that we in the LDR community harp on, is like really making sure that y'all do video calls, because video calls are really the only way you can build trust, because you can see them, you can see their environment that they live in. It's the only way. Well, do y'all have any questions for me or things that y'all wished I would have done before leaving the country to meet my LDR man, or telling y'all or explaining things to y'all about long distance relationships?
I don't know, I think you did a really good job at it. I think that you were really unapologetic. I think that you were really confident in the relationship, which helped. So I don't really feel like there's anything that you could have done differently to like ease my mind about your relationship.
So just being confident was what eased your mind.
Yeah, like it wasn't like this gingerly thing that you like had to tell me, like, oh, just to let you know, like I'm like, you were just like, I have a boyfriend now, and like you were very like, I met him through this, and like I was just like, okay. You know?
So I explained everything to you, and then you were just like, well, I got no questions because you already gave it all to me.
I think it helped how you guys met too, though. Like you guys were in a community together, so
True.
I think that helps.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off of that. I think you were very thorough with everything that you did, down to researching, you know, where you're going and planning your trip out. So it left as little room for error or ambiguity.
Yeah,
Ambiguity?
that's the word.
Yeah.
It left as little room for ambiguity as possible. So I think you got most of the bases covered.
Cool.
And that's what gave me confidence for you.
Well, there you have it. These are just our few like tips that you can do to help your friends and family explain a long distance relationship, because a lot of times they have their preconceived notions that long distance relationships aren't going to work out. So the best thing you can do is just be open and honest with your friends and family. Let them know everything from point A to Z and extra stuff in between. And when you do that, at least like you know that you did everything possible, and that when you continue your relationship, they'll see like when you explain more to your friends and family, they learn to accept it more because they see through your explanations how serious you are about your partner. Once again, if you're liking these videos, please press the like and subscribe button so that way you can stay up to date on videos that I post and, you know, just be a part of this LDR community. Thanks again, Josh and Tina, for doing a video with me. Until next time.
That would be a huge help.
You gotta delete that out.
Don't delete it. Keep that. Put that right at the end.
The bloopers.
This is what I mean by honesty.
Gosh, this is fucking truly fizzy, give me
Busy, bubbly, burpy.
pretty much. You can keep that. Alright, you can delete out that whole.
Ambiguity.
Not that part. You gotta keep that part.
Definitely keep that part.
If you can slow-mo it or something.
Keep it, because I'm not going to remember this.
Oh my god.